is DC5G? What is DC5G? Tell me what DC5G is. I demand an answer. Oh wait, Bleeding Cool has an article about it. Okay, let's go into it. Okay, everyone, here's Near Reality Entertainment back with another thoughts video, and this time we're looking at DC5G. What the hell is it? What the hell was it supposed to be? Is it still happening? And whether or not I liked it, the idea or not. So, there was things going around in 2019 about a series of stuff coming out from Bleeding Cool about there was an idea called the 5G Initiative of DC Comics. Originally, there was word going around that Scott Snyder was going to work on a book, another Crisis story, and it was just simply going to be called Crisis because deep. Anyways, as you can see, DC never announced Crisis. They have announced the new Dark Metal event by Scott Snyder, featuring that takes place in the after the Justice League Justice Doom War storyline. I'll have a tangent on that one day. So, yeah, we kept hearing about this 5G stuff going on, and no one knew what it was. But from what articles and whatnot we could get, it was essentially the plan to reboot the DC universe because God knows we already got enough of that. Because, so we already had gotten the New 52, which for the most part sucked. We had the DC Rebirth, which Dan DiDio destroyed. Then we had the DC Universe label, which is ongoing, and it's just a standard label. And now we got DC Black Label, focusing on out-of-continuity stuff. And now we got this rumored Generation 5 or 5G initiative. And I was thinking when I first heard this, was like, oh my god, this is what Dan DiDio's been wanting to do again, isn't he? He's trying to get back the New 52 stuff to basically tear down the walls of positivity and everything. But that's not what happened. So what happened is this. So there was apparently a months and months and months and months and months coordination plan with the editors, the DC writers, and Dan DiDio himself that is essentially that, yes, this is a planned reboot of the DC universe. It was going to focus on... Okay, so the idea was... It was that DC had come up with. It was supposed to start this year in October, and then there was a plan to do the DC Universe timeline, which I was like, oh dear, where they wanted to propose a comprehensive timeline of what happened here, what happened, what didn't happen, and yeah, that was a little iffy for a lot of people because when you say there's a timeline and there's going to be stuff removed from it, like, so if you wanted to there's a story you really like, but then DC comes in and says, oh, well, that's not canon anymore, so that story doesn't matter to us, which I'm pretty sure would have frustrated a lot of people, but at least there was some timeline that was going to focus on cohesion because, let's be honest, the DC continuity has been completely messed up lately. We don't even know what the hell's going on anymore. Like, why is Batman like 12 different books and yet he's not tired? There's no mention of what he's doing over here. There's no mention of what he's doing over there. Like, we don't even know when each issue takes place in. So yeah, so there was supposedly a Generations 1 through 4, which is focusing on a variety of different eras, and they wanted to establish Wonder Woman as the first DC superhero to ever come out. And Generation 1 started with Wonder Woman, which was established in Scott's and the Wonder Woman 100th anniversary special. I have read the big 100 issue things they're doing. I'll probably talk about them at a later date. But yeah, they go ahead and have this Generation 1 thing where they talk about Generation 1, Wonder Woman kickstarts everything. The JSA happens because of her heroicness. Then Generation 2 begins with Superman. And then we get Generation 3, which would begin the Crisis eras. Generation 4 is what we have right now, from the New 52 to Justice League, DC Rebirth, DC Metal, Doomsday Clock, and all that, which would have finally gotten us answers to what the hell Doomsday Clock took place in. And the idea was that DC Comics was finally going to get a timeline set up and explain, hey, how come these characters aren't aging? Because as a comic book universe, we're kind of just accepting of the part where people don't age unless you give a direct order to say they're aging. So, yeah, there was going to be a series of books, Generation 0 through 5, which was going to be 6 books that took place after the events of Flash Forward, where they were going to focus on Wally West and traversing through time and space to basically correct the errors that were going on, because they did something. So DC, in their Flash anniversary book, had made a epilogue of sorts to Flash Forward, which I will talk about with the Flash Forward story, since I only ever talked about issue 1, never did the other issues, but I'm going to talk about them all and as a whole when I get to it. But exclusively, they did all this, and they were going to do this big event where Wally West was going to fix stuff or fix the continuity problems to explain why the hell everything's all broken now. And all this was going to set up to start in May, and then it was going to kick all the way up to October, where they were going to finally do the event that would change everything. So, yeah, this rubbed to people a lot of ways, because then articles started popping out from bleedingcool.com where they were going to, and I'm not kidding when I say this for those who haven't heard, replace Diana Prince, Clark Kent, and Bruce Wayne as the Wonder Woman, Superman, and Batman characters with new characters. So when you heard this story, you were wondering, oh, so who, like, I'm all for telling you stories. I'm all for that, and I was kind of like morbidly curious about what they were gonna do, if for no reason than probably thinking they're gonna screw this up. But yeah. You were hearing this, and it was like, okay, well, it's not the first time we saw a superhero apprentice, or so to speak, replace the popular known hero, but that was only for like a temporary time, or when they went into exile, or they were presumed dead. No, the idea was that Superman, Diana, and Wonder Woman, and Batman would actually get older to the point they couldn't do the things they could do, which I was like, age now matters in a superhero universe? Why? So there was already reports going on like Alfred's death was supposed to kickstart the 5G stuff. Like, he's dead and we lose him, which sucked. Really sucked. So yeah, you would. So, you would think, like, who were going to be the heroes that replaced the Trinity, which is impossible for a variety of reasons I'll get into. Actually, one major reason. But here's the thing. You were going to have new characters replace the Trinity as the new Superman, Batman, and Wonder Woman. For Wonder Woman, it was rumored it was going to be Cassie Sandsmark. And I was like, I guess, I know she's been around, but I think she could do a good Wonder Woman. There was an alternate future, the Titans of Tomorrow, where she was a villain, I believe. But yeah, it was a proposed idea. The other plan for Superman was for Jonathan Kent, the son of Superman and Lois Lane, to get much older now than the age acceleration they did do, Banks Bendis, where Jonathan Samuel Kent becomes the new Superman. But the Batman one was the part where I was like, no, fuck this. No, fuck this, I'm out. Fuck this, I'm out. Fuck this, I'm out. Okay, so who is going to be the new Batman? Is it Dick Grayson? Like, he did the mantle for a time in the pre-New 52 when Final Crisis happened and Batman was presumed dead to the world. No, it's not him. Well, he had his time as Batman. It was a fun ride. They even made an absolute in his honor. So, yeah, that's a thing. Let's see. Is it Jason Todd? It would be kind of interesting to see Jason Todd don the mantle, something that he's kind of hated Probably not. He probably wouldn't fit the mantle because he's more of an outlaw, and plus what was going on in his stories, he can't go back to Gotham unless they want to fix that. Oh, maybe it's Tim Drake. Now that's an interesting angle. Tim Drake as Batman. Like we did see him in Titans of Tomorrow where he was a darker Batman, and Tim Drake did meet his future alternate self during the DC Rebirth stuff, and yeah, this is complicated and confusing because this is comic books. So, oh, maybe it's Damian Wayne. Like it was teased that Grant Morrison believes that he should be the successor. Oh, it could be any one of those four, right? It's Luke Fox. Now you're probably wondering, who the hell is Luke Fox? Because let's be real, only comic book fans know who that guy is. Because have we ever seen Luke Fox in the kids show, in the cartoon shows, or in a movie, or in a live action show? Have we seen him in Young Justice? Have we seen him in Gotham? Have we seen him in any show or movie or short film or whatever or animated feature? Luke Fox. No, we're going to have the son of Lucius Fox, known as Luke Fox, take on the mantle. Then what the hell are the Robins for? Like, in Titans, in the Rebirth era, there's a scene where Batman specifically tells Dick Grayson Robin, age whatever, that he sees Robin as not being just a part of the Justice League. He tells him, "You're gonna lead it." So that line means nothing now in the long run. Like, it didn't mean anything before because, let's be honest, Dick Grayson will never become the leader of the Justice League. Not so long as Dan DiDio was still in charge. Because he has a hatred for Dick Grayson to the point that I am questioning his sanity at times. And Wally West. Yeah. Anyways, enough about Dan DiDio and his potential ability of mistaking reality with fiction. Anyways, so yeah, that was the idea. I was like, oh god damn it, you're really pissing me off right now. Luke Fox, a character I didn't even know about, and I like to research about the lore and everything. I found out he was from the New 52 era. He showed up in the New 52 era, became Batwing. And I was like, so let's see, we can't have any of the Robins be the Batman. We can't even get Cassandra Cain as the Batman because in the pre-New 52, she admitted to Tim Drake that she would be open and loved the idea of if anything happened to Batman, she would take over the mantle. She would become his successor. Why can't we do that? Wouldn't that be much more interesting? Cassandra Cain as Batman? Like, yeah, we have Kate Kane as Batwoman, but Batman, the symbol of everything, now donned by a woman and not Batwoman, but they would have to see as the new Dark Knight. No, we can't have Cassandra Cain be the character because, yeah. So yeah, Luke Fox, his sales when in his debut issue in New 52, it skyrocketed when the word got out about this. So there were other stories going around that Teen Lantern, who had just recently appeared in the Young Justice book by Bendis, or the new character Joe Malone from the Far Sector would take over Hal Jordan as the main Green Lantern Earth, and I was thinking, but Teen Lantern just started. Joe, I didn't know who she was until Far Sector. She's probably not even an original. She's probably just started too. Like, couldn't it be? Couldn't it have been like couldn't it have been the Jon Stewart? Like, in fact, why not Jessica Cruz? Everyone's starting to like her, and she got her big publicity moment with the Fatal Five movie. So why can't it be her? So then it was revealed that not only was that going to happen, Captain Boomerang's kid would take over the mantle of the Flash from Barry Allen because screw Wally West and what he was doing for a generation of fans. and whatever was being planned for Aquaman Earth 1 for the Earth 1 books was being repurposed for 5G. Yeah, so yeah, and Robert Vivendi had taken on a short run on Justice League to prepare for a bigger 5G title. So all this was going on, and people were wondering what the hell's going on now. And yeah, so there were like apparently. So there were stories going around that Supergirl was canceled because of this, um, and Supergirl was being canceled because of this. Harley Quinn was being canceled because of this, and Doomsday Clock was set up 5G with the ending, and they mentioned it as a future timeline. The first time DC Comics had mentioned it in any capacity whatsoever. But now, yeah. Then Diamond Comics came out before DC split with them just recently, surprisingly. That also confirmed it was a real thing, and yeah. So even Comics Beat, they heard such stuff going around, and there was like, and then the Wonder Woman 750 issue happened. Then they looked back and revealed that the connection where Batman and Selina Kyle get older and are married. Yeah, that's connected to 5G and are getting older. So this was going to be a series of Generation 0 to 5 that was going to set up this whole 5G timeline, and but then something happened. So when the pandemic hit, we knew that was going to, everyone knew that if this is true, it was going to be delayed. So that happened. Delays happened because Generation Zero was supposed to come out in May, and the pandemic happened and it stopped it. In fact, when the comics started popping up again in the stores, they still have the April solicitations. So yeah, a lot of things were delayed and cut. But then something else happened in the midst of all this. Dan DiDio was fired by the Warner Bros. Guys for a poor work environment. Where was this during the New 52 era? Because there was a ton of stories going on with DC at the time there. So, Dan DiDio got fired. And subsequently, a lot of people in the community was rejoicing because this was like, now everyone's on an even playing field. It's not going to be this big favoritism going on anymore. Maybe we'll get back our old DC worlds. I was like, okay, it's pretty impossible, but like certain things that they were planning to do would now be put in the air. And they were being told, oh, don't worry, it's still happening, just keep writing, even though the pandemic's happening, just keep writing at home, come up with ideas there. But then, and it was said John Ridley IV was going to be the one that starts the new Batman run, reboot the issues back to #1, instead of just continuing with past 100, because screw numbering. Because God knows people can't pay to see 1,000th issue of Batman instead of just a reboot of one issue that's in the same timeline. It's just one issue of the new volume. Wait, where were we going with this? So yeah, John Ridley IV was set to write the new Batman stories after the short run of James Tyrion IV. Yeah, I don't know why I keep calling him Tyrion. I know that's Tyrion. I just keep calling him Tyrion because that's the name that generates in my head, because, Game of Thrones. So yeah, there was a whole bunch of talk going on. What was going on there, and yeah, there was doubts going ahead. But initially, creators were told, according to Bleeding Cool, that to keep going as strong as before in anticipation for an October 2020 launch. But yeah, the books suddenly out of nowhere, by Bleeding Cool, reported on April 7th that Generation 5 titles are all on pause, including Black Label, when the pandemic hit. And then all the 5G stuff was pretty much destroyed, pretty much ended. So, like, yeah, there was some. So 5G was pretty much dead, but this is DC Comics. They change everything at the fly. So now you got all these in progress plans going on with DC Comics, and now it's being told there's no end game to this. We don't have an end game planned. And there was a story coming out from Ethan Van Sciver. I'm pretty sure I pronounced his last name wrong. Don't kill me. But but he claimed that due to AT&T, since they now own Warner Bros. And DC Comics by extension, that the idea was that if 5G failed, it's over. And people were wondering, what's over? The whole industry. Comics is over. DC's over. DC will shut down by AT&T. They'll cease the publishing operations. And when I heard that, I was like, okay, you're bullshitting me. You gotta be bullshitting me because you're telling me that AT&T will shut down Superman. They'll shut down Wonder Woman. They'll shut down Batman. And sell them? Like, or just cancel them outright, never to be seen again, locked away in some vault somewhere. You're really trying to say that AT&T, the greedy bastards, if you're claiming them to be, are going to come in and tell DC Comics people, you're all fired, get the hell out, or go somewhere else, or work on these other projects, but all this DC stuff, it's over. And I was thinking to myself, yeah, part of me has a huge doubt believing that, because as much as DC is like the second biggest comic book publisher next to Marvel, and they don't like to be reminded that Marvel's at the superior level, especially with Disney backing them, it's like, could you really imagine a world with no more Superman, Wonder Woman, Batman stories being continued? Just those three alone, you could cancel the other stuff. Everyone would be mad and pissed. But when you tell them, oh, we're no longer doing Superman stories, Wonder Woman stories, Batman stories, they were like, yeah, well, we don't believe you. Like, if this was somehow true, if there was rumblings of discontent with this and saying that if 5G fails, it's over for DC Comics, it would be fucking chaos for fans, because there are still plenty of people that buy their comics. They still have a huge market share in the market, even if it's second place next to Marvel. But to say, we're getting rid of the DC stuff, no more DC Comics, we're getting rid of the publishing house, we'll probably sell it to Disney, which I do doubt AT&T and Warner Bros. Would even consider doing. But yeah, now like, if especially after the 5G, like, if you told them, like, I would feel like that wasn't true, because to say if 5G is canceled and DC came to this decision after Dan DiDio was let go and terminated, wouldn't AT&T just give up and fire and just shut down the publishing house by now? But yeah, so Dan DiDio confirmed that, yeah, there was plans to talk about, to address all the stuff, and now we're in this continuity void issue where we don't know what happened, when it happened, when exactly everything's happening. We're just telling stories, but now there's no shared continuity going on. Like, we'll probably get bits and pieces, but like then just be like, yeah, we don't know how to explain any of this. So remember this. There was, okay, if I'm correct about what I'm about to say. So, okay, remember Batgirl? In fact, let's see. Give me a moment. I'll be right back. Here's Batgirl with Stephanie Brown as the character. So, yeah, a lot of people liked the issue. A lot of people loved it. A lot loved the series and whatnot. But, yeah, Batgirl, when Stephanie Brown took the mantle from Cassandra Cain, who took it from Barbara Gordon. So, yeah, you want to know what I found out? So, in the Robin issue 100 Spectacular and in the DC timeline, it was established that, Stephanie Brown, you remember her, right? She started as Spoiler. Yeah, that's a full-faced lie to us now. She started as Robin and died. Then she became Spoiler. And then people were asking, wait, why is she Batgirl? oh, this book stuff. You see, her time as Batgirl. I mean, uh, uh, yeah. I reread the Robin issue. I even bought the Stephanie Brown variant. I would show it, but it's in that Joker box. But yeah, this is the problem. So in flash forward epilogue, Wally West finds out that time is pretty much broken and that everything that happened does happen. But in the later comic stuff that came out, they're saying, "Oh, this happened, but this didn't happen." Oh, Stephanie Brown as spoiler as she started? Pfft, no, she started as Robin. Oh, then she became spoiler. Wait, Batgirl? Well, I'm like, we did establish Barbara Gordon was crippled by the Joker, and she somehow cured herself, got cured. I don't think we ever explained that, but I think it had to involve cybernetic stuff. But her time, but after the Batgirl man was retired, no, she was never Batgirl. So yeah, we're DC Comics. We don't know what we're doing, do we? Buy our books. So yeah, you got this dilemma going on, and like a lot of people were pointing that out to DC. Like, was this a printing error? Was this a typo? Did they forget to correct it? Or are they going to re-release it and correct the minor little detail? Because people loved when Stephanie Brown was Batgirl. They thought she was a good successor to the mantle after Cassandra Cain. Like, she's not a fighter like Cassandra Cain, but she's still a good Batgirl. But no, no, we can't acknowledge that. DC doesn't want to acknowledge that. Let's have that go away. And that would create even more continuity issues because now, wait, if Stephanie Brown never was spoiler at first and she started as Robin, then what about all the past stories? Do they still count or no? Or did they happen or something? Like the Robin issues that had focused on her, that focused on Tim and Stephanie? So, like, wait, but then how is Tim and Stephanie relationship if they hadn't met when she was spoiler or bystander? Ah! So yeah, we're stuck in this situation. Now, Wally West is out to fix time, except now the end game is no longer there, according to all the articles that came out. So we'll have to see in October if it's gonna happen or not, because oh my god, they really they I hope they have an end game plan. If it's not the 5G reboot, it has to be something to fix all these issues and address all the continuity holes. And apparently, one of the other plans is that it was also going to affect the TV media stuff. So screw that. So don't worry, it's sealed. But yeah, that was basically the gist of it. So we don't know what's happening anymore, do we? So we'll have to be seeing where this goes. Like Harley Quinn got canceled for this, and I'm pretty sure a lot of people were pissed after that because Harley Quinn just had a movie and a TV show going on. Nope, doesn't count. And we don't know when Harley Quinn season 3 is going to happen. They haven't confirmed. They say they have some ideas, but they don't have an official confirmation of the show yet. So season 2 could be it for the foreseeable future at the time of this video's production. So yeah, those were my thoughts on the what happened to the DC5G initiative and if it's still happening. This was Neo Reality Entertainment. For sure, like, comment, subscribe, and donate. Stay tuned for more.